Okay. Hello, madam. This is our group for literary studies. Um, yeah. So we're gonna move on to introductions. My name is Nurul Izzah Nazim binti Muhammad Fazli.
And my name is Nazim Fasya Karina binti Muhammad Hafiz.
My name is Muhammad Abid Haidar bin Muhammad Yuharizan.
And my name is Nur Amna Marja bint Hasri.
Okay. So for the task that you've given us, we're basically about to search for the meanings, and we're going to share different points on what are literary devices, the types of literary devices, and the examples that we can find, if we can find some. Okay, so I guess we should search for the meaning of literary devices.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to share what they found.
I think I'm gonna start first.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, I would like to give a brief explanation about what is literary devices. Literary device is a writing techniques that writers use to express ideas, convey meaning, and highlight important themes in a piece of text. Okay, and for me, I searched about irony. Irony is a literary or rhetorical device in which there is a discrepancy between what is said and what is meant, or between appearance and reality. It often involves a contrast between expectations and outcomes, creating a situation where the intended meaning is different from the literal or apparent meaning. Irony can take various forms, such as verbal irony, saying something but meaning the opposite. For example, uh, like uh, yes, what I said earlier, save money by spending money. That is irony, and also situational irony, discrepancy between what is expected to happen and what actually occurs, and also dramatic irony when the audience knows something that the characters do not. And as a literary device, irony is often misunderstood. Although many of us learn about irony in our high school English classes through works of theatre like Shakespeare's The Infamous Romeo and Juliet, many people feel unsure of what irony means or how to use it correctly. But when deployed with skill, irony is a powerful tool that adds depth and substance to a piece of writing. For like some examples that I can give is like uh, a police station getting robbed. So the irony is, how can a police station getting robbed? Because yes, as you know, police station I think is the safest place. It's like a place of not anyone and everyone don't have balls to rob the police station. How can that happen? So uh like it broke the expectation of people by thinking that how a police station getting robbed by someone. So I think that's the clearest example of irony, situational irony. Yes, I think that's all for irony.
I like your example. The how can a police station get robbed?
Yes, it's like people expect police station is the safest place, but it getting robbed. So that's the irony lah.
Expectation versus reality.
True, yeah.
Yes, expectation versus reality. It's irony in a nutshell.
Mhm. Next one.
I would like to add the second literacy device is alliteration, which is in alliteration, words in a sentence or phrase begin with the same sound, creating a rhythmic effect. Okay, so it's often used for emphasis or to make language more engaging. For example, I can give Sally sells seashells by the seashore. So we can see that the repetition of the S sound at the beginning of the words creates an alliterative effect. Do you
So,
get it?
yeah, it's a tongue twister.
A tongue
Yeah.
twister.
Do
Okay,
you like do you like reading stuff like that?
Not really like your tongue will, but it's actually interesting.
It would make like a very difficult thing to
Yeah.
teach children.
They would maybe they would find it
Fun.
fine,
Yeah. But quite difficult because like they have to like pronounce it and then they have to like say it really fast as well.
challenging.
Mhm.
so Anna, that's all.
Yes, Siha, that's all.
Okay, so I would like to add more about literary devices. So for my point is simile that I have searched before. Simile is a figure of speech involving the comparison of one thing with another thing of a different kind. Um, simile is used to make a description more empathic or vivid. Um, for simile, we need to use as or like to compare one thing with another thing. For example, as brave as lion. So the sentence I would like to explain how brave that person is by compare that person with the bravest animal in our world. So that is for simile. If you want to detect how simile used in um, passage or something, we can see the usage of as or like in one of those sentence. So if we detect uh, in that sentence, use as or like to compare one thing with another thing. That is a simile sentence.
A simile in a sentence.
Yes, simile in a sentence. Correct.
What's your favorite simile? If you can think of one right now.
I don't know.
Is that all? That's all for simile?
Yes, that's all for simile.
Okay. So we'll move on to the fact that I found, which is foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is a narrative device in which a storyteller gives an advance hint of what is to come later in the story. Foreshadowing often appears at the beginning of the story, and it helps develop or subvert the audience expectations about upcoming events. Um, Foreshadowing is also related to symbolism because sometimes when the writer wants to do some foreshadowing, they would use some symbols to indicate what will happen in the future, which is why foreshadowing is such a it could be subtle, it could be direct. So it depends on if the audience is observant or not. This foreshadowing thing can apply in many different ways, such as character dialogues, plot events, and changes in settings. Even the title of a work or a chapter can act as a clue that suggests what is going to happen. Foreshadowing in fiction creates an atmosphere of suspense in a story so that the readers are interested and want to know more. I think foreshadowing also happens in literally like drawings or art. Madam Ida once showed us the drawing of Professor Snape from Harry Potter, right? And a lot of the stuff from the drawing itself, including the mole rat, the snake, the color, the green color, it all was foreshadowing to the future plot events in the later books. Not the first books, but the later books. So it's like foreshadowing is such an important element because it wants to hook readers into the story. That's my personal opinion on foreshadowing.
So basically, foreshadowing is a clue for the plot, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a clue.
Hint, right?
Yep.
Keyword.
So that's
Uh,
quite interesting.
Foreshadowing also happens in real life. Like for example, the weather. If there's no clouds in the sky, you can predict that it's sunny. If there's a lot of clouds and it's gray, you can predict that it's going to rain. And that's also foreshadowing, because like you are predicting what's going to happen in the future.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Iza. So next, I would like to explain about symbolism. Symbolism is a literary device that uses symbols by the words, people, marks, locations, or abstract ideas. Basically, it can be anything to represent something beyond the literal meaning. The concept of symbolism is not confined to works of literature. Symbols inhabit every corner of our daily life. For instance, the colors red, white, and blue typically symbolize patriotism. Uh, in Malaysia, at least, or in America, which is why they are the favorite color of politician or political yard signs. Colors like orange and brown uh, also represent adorn. So many Thanksgiving decorations in the US are made by those colors. And also road signs, logos, and emojis are other examples of symbolism. The visual correspond to ideas, companies, or moods. So I would like to give some examples of symbolism in the literature or in our daily life. For example, the dove symbolizing peace. The image of a dove is often used as a symbol of peace. For instance, a dove carrying an olive branch is a widely recognized symbol of tranquility and harmony. So I think you can watch in American film when the war has ended. So the army usually fly the dove into the sky. So it means the war has ended. It means it symbolizes peace. And one of the most and the other example is I think you guys are familiar with this red roses usually symbolizing love. In many cultures, a red rose is a symbol of love and passion. It is often exchanged as a romantic gesture, particularly on occasions like Valentine's Day. So yeah, if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, yeah, red rose is usually symbolize love or passion. And other than that, in the movie, you can take the Mockingjay in the Hunger Games. The famous actress Megan Fox star in the movies. Susan Collins uses the Mockingjay as a symbol of rebellion and resistance against oppressive authority in her Hunger Games trilogy. So if you buy the Hunger Games books, the logo on the front books, that is the Mockingjay. So it symbolizes rebellion against the corrupted government. I think that's all for the symbolism.
Nice sharing, Abid.
A very good explanation, very like in detail.
Your explanation is very interesting, Abi.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, it's from the American War to like roses, and then also, have you guys watched Miraculous Ladybug? Have you guys ever?
What?
No.
Miraculous Ladybug.
Oh, not yet.
It's a movie.
In one of the episodes, the Cat Noir, one of the protagonists, he brought a yellow rose to Ladybug, and he was explaining what the yellow rose meant and all, but it was a lot of foreshadowing for their relationship in the future, which is like very very related. Symbolism, foreshadowing, yeah.
Oh yes, it's like a clue for the plot, right?
Yeah, and it was symbolism, which is what um you were explaining about.
They are connected.
Yep.
Okay.
Next.
Next one is imagery. Okay. Imagery is a literacy device that involves using vivid, which means important, and descriptive language to create a picture in the reader's mind so that it appeals to the sense, providing a sensory experience through words and enhancing the reader's understanding and engagement with the text. Okay, for example, the sunset over the ocean, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink. So, as we can see, this sentence uses descriptive language to create a vivid or important mental image of sunset by the ocean to the reader's mind.
So, Hamna, you have another thing to add about your point?
I think that's it.
It's new for me.
Hmm.
Lisa, are you okay?
No, no. I was like, I hear like a sound just now, and then suddenly like, the sound blasted. You know,
Does it come from me?
I don't know. It's okay though. It's gone now.
Okay, so for my next point is metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech that directly compares two unrelated things by stating that one thing is another. It helps convey a deeper meaning or create a vivid image. For example, saying time is a thief metaphorically suggests that time takes things away, um, emphasizing the idea of its relentless nature. So basically, metaphor just the same thing with simile, but metaphor didn't use as and like to compare one thing with another thing. So for the next example that I can give about metaphor is she's got a heart of gold. Uh, Her heart is not gold, but this metaphor would like to explain how kind she is by saying she's got a heart of gold. So next example is life is a journey. So I think we all use this when we would like to motivate ourselves by um, comfort ourselves and saying life is a journey. So why not face this journey with open heart and so on. So, um, to be more clear, metaphor is something that we would like to explain. We would like to compare, but this thing with this thing that we would like to compare is both different things. But to compare this thing, we didn't use as and like simile that I have explained before. So uh, I think that's it. Do you guys would like to ask something about metaphor?
Okay, first of all, do you want to like take a break and get tissue maybe? Cause
Yeah.
you can go.
Thank
You can go
you.
first, yeah. Okay, we wait for Siha and then we continue. It's okay though, guys.
Okay, it's okay.
Have you guys eaten yet?
Not yet, but it's okay. Still
Oh
hungry.
no, I'm so sorry.
I had my
No, no,
breakfast.
no. It's okay. By the way, how's the weather in your state?
Why?
Rainy. Kind of rainy.
Because in my place, it's keep raining.
Really?
You,
Really?
yes, it.
For you? Raining? Like
Penang
Really?
is
every day?
sunny. Penang is sunny.
Penang is like sometimes it rains. Welcome back.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So
Okay.
simile and metaphors are basically not the same but also kind of the same, right?
Yes, right. So, simile is both of these to compare something. But simile, we use simile.
I'm not the
Eh, sorry. Aku was, sorry. Okay. I think because I'm charging my laptop.
Oh, okay. It's okay though. Continue.
Okay. For simile, we use as and like to compare. But for metaphor, we didn't use as or like to compare because um mm, for metaphor, that is a different thing. How to explain? Metaphor, like I said before, one thing with another thing to compare, even
Mhm.
both of that is different things that is not related, but still can create one sentence. For simile, we can create one sentence without using as and like. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
We
Yeah,
use
that,
that a lot in primary school.
yeah, true.
Okay. I think you're done. Does anyone have any questions for Siha? No. Okay.
No? Alright.
So
Okay. Ah,
simile must have like lah. Must have the word like.
like.
Not only like, we can
Yes.
also use as or like.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. So moving on to my point. Personification. Okay, personification is the use of figurative language to give inanimate objects or natural phenomenons human-like characteristics in a metaphorical or representative way. In other words, you're basically, for example, I'm taking my hijab, and like I write about my hijab in a way that makes it sound like it's a human. Like, oh, she's wearing me today. I feel so happy. I feel so used. You know, that's how personification works. I think there's also that one Malay poem or story that we've learned before. It's about the guy wearing baju Melayu, um, and then he couldn't wear it anymore, so he threw it out. And then the baju Melayu or the shirt proceeded to cry about how, not actually cry, figuratively cried about how he cannot be used anymore, and that he's broken and he was basically trash, whatever he was feeling. That's personification. But
Is it like the same with when we didn't finish our rice, then our parents would like
see, the rice is crying.
the rice will
Yeah,
crying.
yeah,
But
that's the
we didn't
same
finish
thing.
it.
That's personification. And a lot of poems or stories with inanimate objects, they apply personification to the story. But there's also something that's very similar to this concept, which is anthropomorphism. Um, this one is kind of like personification, but it involves any non-human things displaying literal human traits and being capable of human behavior. In other words, when they interact with other non-human things or humans, they proceed to act like human, not as in they walk like a human, but they behave like a human. They treat other people or other things like a human would, and they have more complex feelings. For example, a lot of cartoons nowadays, especially Blue's Clues or like in, can I say Upin Ipin? Because like that one chicken in Upin Ipin,
Or
he,
Rainbow.
yeah, Rainbow, he would like laugh and stuff. That's sort of like anthropomorphism. And there's this one movie that I really like, which is The Boy, the Mole, the Horse, and the Fox, I think. They're all animals except for the boy, but the horse, the fox, the mole, they can talk and they are displaying healthy human behaviors and how to cope with feelings, which is a good message in the movie, by the way. I suggest we should check it out someday. Yeah, that's basically it.
It's from a book, right? The cartoon you just said.
Yeah, from a book and then now it's a movie. That's my
Okay.
favorite literary device, to be honest. Cause like I don't know, something about being human is so human to me. Next.
So
Oh, do you
next
wanna
anything?
any questions?
No, no, no.
All right. Yeah, next.
Yeah, okay. All right. We're moving on to the next literary devices is paradox. So, paradox in literature context and real life context is different because paradox in real life, I give you a clear example, like in the movie Matrix, is a situation when someone stuck in between, when the guy has to choose the red pills or blue pills. The red pills, like, yep, I mean, wait a minute.
It's okay.
Uh,
Just take your time. Take your time.
Yeah.
okay, the red pill, if the guy take the red pill, it symbolizes the truth and the harsh reality of the world. Because the red pill represents the willingness to confront the unsettling truth about the simulated reality in which humans are trapped. And if he take the blue pill, it contrasting with the red pill. The blue pill represents the choice to remain in the comfortable but false reality of the matrix. So basically, from the title, the matrix, it means like false reality. So the main character stuck in between. He don't know what to choose. If he take the red pill, he will know the truth, but he will suffer. But if he take the blue pill, he will live comfortably, but he knows that it is a false reality. So there is a paradox in real life. It like it's like you are stuck in between. But in literature, if something doesn't seem right, there are self-contradictory statements that defy logic in such a way that the reader's brain takes pause. This apparent contradiction is the first layer of the paradox. The second layer of paradox is the truth behind it. With the reader's attention fixed on the paradox, they are encouraged to look for greater meaning in the statement. So, when the reader find paradox in any books, they have to be
Yummy.
more uh, they have to be more cautious and they have to be more like think more deeply so that they will find the true meaning of it. Typically, a writer wants the reader to have the smoothest reading is experience possible, so that's why they use paradox in their writings. Some paradox might sound false at first, but have some semblance of truth. For example, you might say, yes, I think it's like familiar for you guys. Doing nothing is exhausting. Like at first, you think like, how doing nothing can make you tired? If you are doing nothing, you are exerting no energy. So how can it be exhausting? But think about a day where you just sit and do nothing, or imagine a time you have been on a trip, or you are just sitting in a car or a train with nothing to do. At the end of those days, you are likely more tired than you would be if you've been busy. So that's the example of paradox in our daily life. In Shakespearean examples, you know the Romeo and Juliet, right? Is a famous book. Romeo said to Juliet, "My only love sprung from my only hate." Okay, at first, how can love sprung from hate? So that's the time when the reader have to think deeply so that they understand the phrase.
Mm.
So I think that's all for paradox.
I believe that paradox provoke the reader's fresh thought, right? Right.
Yes, it really stimulate the reader's mind.
Mm, okay. Okay. The next one is onomatopoeia. Okay. Onomatopoeia is a word that actually looks like the sound it makes, and we can almost hear those sounds as we read. For example, in novels, like we used to found words like slam the door or splash the water, right? Okay. So onomatopoeia is a literary device where words imitate the sound it represents. Um, Other examples like buzz, hiss, or move, so that it adds a sensory element to language, allowing readers to hear the sounds as described in the text.
So basically, does meow apply to this?
Um, I think so. Wait.
Because like it's words
uh,
that sound like.
yes. So,
Where
It's
can
like
you find
a
this?
it's like a sound effect in writing, right?
Yeah.
yes. But we write in the text.
We write sound effects.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it, Amna.
Yes. Iza. Yes. Meow is onomatopoeia.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Siha. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Amna. So for my last point, is hyperbole. Hyperbole is a figure of speech where exaggeration is used for emphasis or effect. It involves overstating something to make a point, but it's not meant to be taken literally. Um, Actually, hyperbole is something that is more extra than how it should be. For example, when our lecturer asked us to complete the assignment by tomorrow, but Iza as a uh,
Leader.
Iza as a leader uh, told me to complete the assignment. So because she would like to collect it and send it to our lecturer, but I did not complete it until Izzah need to remind me about 10 times already. but I still didn't listen to what he said. He about what she asked me to do. Then if then Izzah want to express how she feel about me by scolding me like I've told you a million times already, but still you still didn't did what I asked you to do. So the word million times refers to 10 times. Like refers to million times because Izzah has told me 10 times to do that thing. So instead of she said, I've told you 10 times already, but she replaced that 10 times with million times to make it more extra. To make it, to show what she feels towards me, to express her feelings, to express her madness towards me because I'm not listening to what she said. So I think we all use hyperbole in our daily life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So uh, as for me, I am really um, what we call I am really used to hyperbole because I always replace. Um, I always replace something that we can say. We can say this one, but I don't like to be simple. I would like to be more. So I use something that is more extra because because I can.
Because I can.
You like to
Because I can.
exaggerate things.
Yes, correct, Abby.
I mean, it's very normal to exaggerate things, especially if you want to like express yourself, right?
Mm.
So people can listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pay attention.
Do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think that's it.
Oh my gosh! So we've been using hyperboles in daily lives
Yeah.
a lot. Okay. Thank you, Siha, for your explanation. It's actually very clear, and now I know that we've all been using hyperboles like a lot. For my point, it's the opposite of Siha's point, which is euphemism. Mism. Uh, it's basically a mild or indirect word or expression substituted for one considered to be too harsh or blunt when referring to something unpleasant or embarrassing. It can also be like a word that is replacing something that is taboo, which is like you shouldn't talk about it, or it feels like something that you shouldn't talk with the public or something like that. Um, it can use a similar sounding word, and it can be used in curse words as well. But I'm not gonna like go deep into that. For example, like damn, you replace with darn, or like if you're like a Christian, you say Jesus, right? But some people would shorten it to just Jeez because it just sounds a bit more soft, and you're not using the God's name in vain, as some people would say. Um, it's like a figure of speech. We also use this in daily life. It's more soft and flowery, and it's basically meant to not hurt the person you're talking to so that they wouldn't feel offended or they wouldn't go like when you're talking about something that's like very shocking or unpleasant again. Like for example, if let's say my pet died or my cat died, I wouldn't just say my cat died because like that's just very blunt to me and it's very like insensitive for me as well. So I would just say like, oh, my cat passed away last night or something like that. Um, if it's there's a lot of like euphemisms that you can use in daily life as well. Like if you get fired from your job, usually the paperwork or like the announcement that you were fired, they wouldn't say you're fired. They would just say you are let go from your duties. which is a lot softer, and it like maybe they're intending to like sound like they're a very gentle company or whatever, but it basically conveys that they don't want to be too direct or too blunt. This is also applicable in novels and storybooks, whatever, involving younger children, because sometimes some topics can be too direct and they're very impressionable about words that they see. And I feel like some kids, if let's say you say die, the word die itself, they don't really have any emotions towards the word. They know it means death, but and then if they go to a funeral or whatever, they would just say, "Oh, that person died." Like, doesn't that sound too direct? So storybooks would teach children to say pass away, or um, they are in a deep sleep, deep slumber. It's basically ways to make sure that the children know to soften or be more gentle with their words. And that's the end of my point.
Alright, thank you, Iza. Your explanation is very clear.
Yeah. So, Iza,
Yeah,
basically euphemism is like you are being polite with your words, right?
yeah, it's more polite. Layered talking. We do layered talking
Oh,
in
yes.
Malay.
Yeah.
You can check the chat room for a bit.
Okay, Iza, can I conclude everything on what I have explained
Yeah, sure.
for? Okay, for my explanation is I have 3 points, which is simile, metaphor, and hyperbole. For simile and metaphor is this same thing, which is a comparison sentence, but the difference is for simile, to compare anything we need to use as and like. But for metaphor, we didn't need to use as and like because even both of that point is unrelated, but still can combine it become one sentence. For the last one, which is hyperbole. Hyperbole is something that is exaggerated. Um, yeah, exaggerate. Uh, um, Basically, hyperbole is uh, something that we delivered it in an extra way, so people will listen to us.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's a very good summarization, actually.
Thank you, Iza.
I think that we can conclude like everything if someone wants to do it. No?
Huh?
Like,
Conclude everything.
yeah, conclude everything. Like, our whole thing.
Okay, I would like to conclude.
Go ahead.
Okay. So to sum up from what we've tell each other, like simile, euphemism, and paradox. Okay, so these are techniques that writers usually use to express their ideas, convey meaning in appropriate way, and highlight important themes in a piece of text.
Mhm. Yeah, good
I,
summarization, bro. That's it, I guess.
I think that's it. That's it for today.
That's
That's
it
it.
for today, guys. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thank you
you,
so much.
guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
bye.
Bye.